Move off to the right when you're ready.
The signal applied before the looking around isn't ideal, but there was no one else around, so no fault.
Take the next road on the right, then, at the end of that road, turn left onto the main road. So that's right, then left.
The test centre car park is just down the little road ahead of us.
At the roundabout, turn left, first exit.
With our positioning being quite close to the curb to allow the oncoming traffic through, the signal to move out is fine, even though there isn't anyone behind.
Pull up on the left, just before the grey car please. Don't worry about the driveway on this occasion.
We may be asked to not worry about driveways in order to perform an angled start from behind a parked car. If nothing is said about driveways, then we shouldn't block them.
And drive on when you're ready.
We do the checks the wrong way round, which isn't a fault in itself, but with there being such a delay between checking over our right-hand shoulder and moving away, something could have come past us in that time. Good positioning back to the left, as we should expect to meet oncoming traffic round the corner, rather than just remain on the wrong side of the road when we can't see far ahead. Now we can see further, we can confidently move out again.
Pull up on the right please. This will be your manoeuvre. And now I'd like you to reverse for 2 car lengths in a straight line, keeping reasonably close to the curb.
We keep checking over both shoulders while reversing, for other vehicles and pedestrians, and we should stop if any get near us.
That's far enough, thanks. And drive on when you're ready please.
Again, Great positioning back to the left, before the bend, and the black van.
At the end of the road, turn left.
A crazy hazard well dealt with, no overreaction. This maybe distracts us though from seeing the speed signs. It's now back to a 20. Not necessary to give way to the pedestrian on the left on this occasion.
Okay, it's a 20 limit, we have to slow down.
The readout said 24, but it was more like 26 miles per hour, so the examiner would have to verbally intervene at this point as we are, percentage-wise, so far over the speed limit.
At the traffic lights, turn right.
Good stopping position at the first stop line.
At the next traffic lights, turn left.
We signal to show we are moving to the left-hand lane, ready to turn left at the lights, but there is a side road just before. We cancel the signal to show we are aware of this, but leaving the signal on that long could have been problematic if someone were waiting to emerge from that road. Coming up, there are blue bus lane signs, the first of which has no times, so we cannot drive in it at any time. So steering clear of the bus lane on the left. The next bus lane sign, however, has times at the bottom which show you when you cannot drive in that lane. At the time of filming, we are after 9:30 am, and after noticing the sign, the candidate realizes they should be using it as a normal lane, since we are outside of the hours stated. Then, there is a slight break in the bus lane, and the candidate moves over again without needing to. The signs for the next section of bus lane are still the same as before. When the candidate realizes, they correctly move back over. When the bus lane is not in operation, like now, we should use it as a normal driving lane. It also doesn't matter that we are crossing the solid line when the bus lane is not in operation, it's just for when the bus lane is in operation. Same signs again, so we'll keep to the left lane.
When it's safe, take up the right-hand lane, for our directions later.
We may be asked to do this for a turn coming up shortly.
At the roundabout, turn right, third exit.
At this point, we could move across into the left lane, as the lane next to us on the approach to the roundabout were following the road ahead, so we could cross these lane markings if we checked no one were there, but sticking to the lane is also fine, as it just merges to one lane shortly after leaving the roundabout.
At the next roundabout, we'll be following the road ahead, second exit.
Usually it will be the left-hand lane to follow the road ahead at roundabouts, but here we have a traffic sign to show us we can't use the left lane to go ahead, we need to use the right-hand lane. There is a gap to move over. We can also see the road markings now. If there wasn't a gap to move over, then we'd put the signal on to ask to be let into the lane, and if no one lets us in, then we could always just keep to the left-hand lane and go left as the road markings say we'd need to do. If we disobeyed the road markings by going ahead in a left turn only lane, that would be a serious fault, even on an empty roundabout.
At the roundabout, follow the road ahead, second exit.
There are no signs or road markings like the previous roundabout saying we need to stay out of the left-hand lane this time. Could make a little more effort to be further out to the left through the roundabout, so a mark for lane discipline.
Take the second road on the left, this is the first, take the second one please.
Around this sharp left turn we had the curb on the left a little too close and dragged the back left wheel slightly over it. It wasn't by much, it was at low speed, and no one was stood nearby, so it isn't serious or dangerous.
Follow the bend to the right please.
It's not necessary to signal, as we are just following the road, as we can see now by the giveaway lines for the other road. And our center line. The signal doesn't confuse anyone else, so there's no fault. Correctly slowing for an oncoming car, but they pull in.
At the roundabout, turn right. Take the next road on the left. Pull up on the left, in a safe place. Okay, we're now going to drive independently for some time by following directions given by a series of road signs. I'd first of all like you to follow signs for Oxford, please. If the signs I'd like you to follow change, I'll let you know in plenty of time. Drive on when you're ready.
Again, we do our checks to move off the wrong way round, and there is a fairly significant delay between the right-hand shoulder check and actually moving off. You may look at the first sign and think that will be enough, but there can be other crucial signs not to miss, such as this lane marking sign. Even if we missed that, there are now the arrows on the floor.
I'd now like you to follow signs for Ring Road West, Oxford, and Sixfields, please. They all go the same way.
There's no diagram of the roundabout, so we don't know which exit, but we clearly need the right-hand lane of the three for where we've been asked to go. So that's where we look to position now. It also says Ring Road West on the floor. As we enter, Ring Road West is still the right-hand lane of 3. Keeping between these road markings. At this point, we don't need to go into the extra lane on the right. That is for the town centre, which is not where we are headed. Following the lanes round properly, we come off in the overtaking lane, but look to move back to the left after building our speed a little. With the roundabout being on the larger side, we should check mirrors and signal before exiting.
I'd now like you to follow signs for DAV entry and 6 fields, please.
Looking to the sign on the left, there are 4 lanes, lanes 1 and 2 for following the road ahead, and lanes 3 and 4 for DAV entry and 6 fields. These lines down the middle suggest we'll probably need to move out of our current left-hand lane, and take up the right-hand lane to access lanes 3 and 4 later. Lane 3 would be best, as it's the left of the 2 for DAV entry and 6 fields. Staying within these road markings in lane 3.
Now I'd like you to follow signs for the ring road, please.
Again, it's a roundabout large enough that we have time to mirror signal exiting. And again.
I'd now like you to follow signs for Dustin, please.
Looking at the sign, the middle and right-hand lanes go to Dustin. The middle one then would typically be best. Staying in our lane by not crossing over these markings. With the lane markings, it is very clear where we are going, so the lack of signal isn't a problem here. We can see from the road markings which lane we need to go ahead. We should give way to pedestrians waiting to cross at junctions, but with a car right behind us, it wouldn't be particularly safe to stop right now.
Okay, that's the end of the independent driving section. I'll give you directions as normal from now on. Coming up, there will be 2 sets of traffic lights. We'll follow the road ahead at each set, please.
The middle lane would usually be better to go ahead in this situation, since using this right-hand lane, we're in the overtaking lane, but the lanes will merge shortly, so it shouldn't matter too much. Bit slow to react in getting going.
At the roundabout, follow the road ahead, second exit.
We could use either lane to go ahead, but the left-hand lane would be best, the right-hand lane for overtaking. Good job keeping the crossing clear, but then we close up to the van, a little too close really, and this could have been a driving fault. Good positioning to the left-hand lane through the roundabout, then nicely avoiding the other car that shouldn't have pulled out there. And interestingly, we managed to find a mirror signal on exit on the more difficult smaller roundabout.
Take the next road on the left.
We notice the mini roundabout and follow the road ahead when no direction is given.
Take the next road on the right. At the end of the road, turn right. Pull up on the left, in a safe place. And drive on when you're ready. Pull up on the left, in a safe place. Thanks. Switch off the engine and secure the vehicle. Okay, that's the end of the test, and I'm sorry, but you haven't passed. Near the beginning I had to tell you to slow down on the 20-mile-per-hour road because you were going significantly faster. That was your only serious fault. Other repeat faults were signaling off of larger roundabouts when following the road ahead, and checking blind spots moving off. There's sometimes a delay between checking your final blind spot and then getting going because you don't have the car ready to go. You were on your last chance at the end there with that. Your driving was good, just the 20 speed limit.